And straight ahead at 4 o'clock, breaking news. Human remains found near Harrow. We'll have a live report straight ahead. And night of horror, a wife witnessed the brutal murder of her husband before escaping with her own life. The motive behind the killing. Plus, Oklahoma County Sheriff's deputies warning folks about a phone scam and how someone is using the Sheriff's Department's name to get your money. And Mike is tracking fall storms. The latest on that Thanksgiving forecast at 4 o'clock.
Always there for you. This is News Channel 4 at 4 o'clock.
Witness to murder. A wife watches the brutal killing of her husband. What sparked the deadly rampage?
And the accused of targeting a Texas police officer speaks why he said he shot the San Antonio detective.
Plus, laser tag, the dangerous game someone played during last night's NFL game.
And thanks for joining us here on this Tuesday, November 22nd. I'm Jolene Chaney.
And I'm Wes West. Glad you're here.
We begin here at 4 with breaking news in an officer-involved shooting. This is happening right now in Edmond.
Around 9 o'clock Monday night, police called to a mobile home park after someone spots a man walking around with a rifle. That man, identified as Trocius McGee, now recovering in the hospital after getting shot in the leg. Police talked about the shooting moments ago. Coming up in our next half hour, police will reveal the violent crimes tying McGee to why he was a wanted man on a $1.5 million bond. Also following more breaking news, human remains found near Harrah.
Kristen Shanahan near Southeast 15th and Harrah Road. She joined us now live with details on that. Kristen, what do you know?
Jolene, we know that a human skull was found about a half-mile north of this property. Earlier, a hunter called authorities saying he found the remains, and that's what led deputies here. Near the skull, they found a boot. Now, we don't know if that boot is any way connected. The deputies are out here searching right now for any other remains. At this point, they don't know if there is any foul play involved. The remains will be sent to the medical examiner's office for positive identification and cause of death. Of course, we will let you know the latest developments as we get them. Reporting live in Oklahoma County, Kristen Shanahan, Oklahoma's News Channel 4.
All right, Kristen, thank you. We will check back as warranted. Well, the morning started with some scattered showers, but more storms may be on the way.
Yeah, Mike Morgan has more from the Forewarned Storm Center. Mike?
Well, I am carefully tracking Oklahoma weather today. A very dynamic system out there. We have a dry line now right up and down I-35 just east of Oklahoma City, and a powerful cold front now pushing in to much of northwestern Oklahoma. Powerful upper level disturbance now in the Oklahoma Panhandle, driving that chillier weather down rather quickly now on some 30 and 35 mile an hour wind gusts. But the dry line, that's what I'm focusing on, over and under and east of that dry line through the late afternoon and evening hours of this evening. There is a risk of severe weather. Now, here's my risk between right now and about midnight tonight in the yellow shaded area. Golf ball size hail, 80 mile per hour straight line winds, and an isolated tornado or two possible, especially just east of I-35, Ardmore, Ada, McAllister, Holdenville, Okemah, and then over into eastern Oklahoma as the later evening hours move along. By 10 o'clock, 53 here in Oklahoma City, our chance of metro storms is about 10%, but it's a low to moderate to a high chance of later evening storms just east of Oklahoma City. And again, some of those may be severe. What weather changes, guys, this powerful front is rushing into Oklahoma. That forewarned forecast moments away.
All right.
Track it. Thanks
it's
so much.
Fall for sure. Well, witness to a murder.
A wife says she saw a man kill her husband and then set her house on fire. The grisly scene unfolding in far western Oklahoma. This is in the town of Sayre. New at 4, the suspect's connection to the victim and how he was captured. Shelter Brigham has more on the night of that terror in Sayre.
This house on South Broadway is still standing, but the inside is destroyed. Police say someone set it on fire to cover up a murder. It was around 2 o'clock Tuesday morning when police got a tip. The caller saying a terrible crime happened in this home. When police got here, they found the house on fire and later a body inside.
The one room where the deceased was completely destroyed by fire. The floor was completely gone.
Police soon learned the victim was Jerry Essery and say his wife Pam witnessed his murder. She told investigators her former boyfriend was responsible and that he would have killed her too had she not gotten away. Vania Payne is a neighbor. She talked to Pam Essery before she was taken to the hospital with minor injuries.
He said that he busted in on them and held them captive and told them, had her to the handcuffed to the refrigerator, and she said he went in, grabbed a pillow, put it over his head and shot him, and then she set He set fire to the house.
All because she says she decided to go back to her husband, Jerry, of 37 years, and the suspect wasn't ready to let her go. Police aren't releasing the name of the suspect right now, but say he is in custody.
He was found near the house in an alley inside his vehicle. He was unconscious. There didn't appear to be any type of wounds to him. But how he became unconscious, we're not sure yet.
In Sayre, I'm Sheldra Brigham, Oklahoma's News Channel 4.
All right, Sheldra, thank you. A lot more on this story at 5 o'clock. The victim's son talks about the loss of his father and the life lesson that he says he will never forget.
And warning here, there's another phone scam alert catching folks off guard.
Police are getting a lot of calls from folks claiming to be from the sheriff's department. The scammer tells the victim they have been fined for missing jury duty or for a warrant. The caller goes on to say to avoid any more penalties, the victim needs to purchase a money card like Green Dot or PayPal. Don't do it, folks. It is a scam. The sheriff's office tells us they will never solicit fine payments over the phone.
Well, if you do get a phone call like this, do not give out any personal information or make a payment by phone, but do call the Oklahoma County Sheriff's Office and make a report. Right now, federal investigators trying to figure out what caused a deadly bus crash that killed 5 young children in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
The bus driver arrested overnight facing charges as police say speed played a factor in that deadly crash. The investigation into what happened, here's NBC's Sarah Rosario.
More than 18 hours after this bus crash took the lives of 5 young children, people stopped to watch as the wreckage was pulled away from the scene.
We have, of those deaths, 3 were in the 4th grade, 1 was a kindergartner, and 1 was a 1st grader.
The mangled piece of metal is now in the hands of the National Transportation Safety Board as the community tries to cope.
Thanksgiving is not even at the top of my list anymore. Christmas not right now. I just can't think about anything right now.
35 students were on board Monday when the bus flipped on its side, hitting a tree. Police say the driver, Jonathan Walker, was going well over the 30-mile-per-hour speed limit before losing control of the bus. Now he's facing 5 counts of vehicular manslaughter, reckless endangerment, and reckless driving.
They will always be with us throughout our lives. This is something that we will never forget here as a community.
The school superintendent kept classes as scheduled Tuesday to provide counselors for those who need it most.
Pray for this community. Pray for the families that lost their children.
While police handle the criminal side of the investigation, the NTSB will evaluate bus safety and how to protect kids moving forward. It's an investigation that could take up to a year. For now, though, the focus is on the children and helping their families and the community get through this unimaginable loss. Sarah Rosario, NBC News.
And tonight, a memorial service is being held at a local church not far from the children's elementary school.
Time for a check of other stories making national headlines.
Kevin Ogle standing by in the Sky Center with that, Kevin.
Jolene, thank you. The man arrested for the ambush shooting death of a San Antonio police detective speaks out, telling reporters why he did it. 31-year-old Otis McCain was arrested for the gunning down of Detective Benjamin Marconi on Sunday. The detective was riding a traffic ticket in his patrol car outside of police headquarters when police say McCain walked up to the driver's side window and fired, killing Marconi. Today, while McCain was being taken to jail, he told reporters why he did it.
I just want to see my son.
What were you upset about, sir?
Society not letting me see my son. I lashed out at somebody that didn't deserve it.
Did you know Officer Marconi?
No, sir.
What were you doing down
Well, you heard him say he lashed out that someone didn't deserve it, and he apologized to the detective's family. That's all from the Sky Center. Lance and Jolene, back to you.
Well, a near miss and laser tag. Those are just a couple of stories hot on the web right now.
But first, talk about a terrifying final approach. Have you seen this?
No, I haven't.
You're
I'm
about to.
Extreme winds forced a plane to make a very bumpy landing, and it was caught on camera, of course. The airline pilot earned a big round of applause from ground crews and no doubt thankful passengers for successfully landing the Airbus in the midst of dangerous crosswinds.
Now, footage of the incident was captured by an airport employee. As you can see, the plane was on final approach, shifting heavily in the wind, even pitched down before correcting and sticking the landing. Unbelievably, no reports of any injuries during that shaky landing. Good job.
Well, that was a close call, but not as close as this one here. A terrifying video captures a police chase in Pittsburgh that ends with a police car spinning out of control, narrowly missing a group of teens on a street corner.
That cruiser was chasing a stolen car when it was hit by another vehicle, sending it careening past the onlookers. Luckily, the teenagers were not injured. As for the driver of the stolen car, well, he got away.
Well, there was a bit of controversy last night during the Raiders' 27-20 win over the Texans in Mexico City. It wasn't with the plays or the players, but a laser tagging Texas. Looking closely here at the field on the run, green flashes can be seen on the Texan running back.
Then again on the quarterback right there. The slow motion video shows the laser point to the QB's eyes during a pass play. The source of the laser disruption was unfortunately never found. That can be dangerous.
And Ellen DeGeneres denied access to the White House. She tweeted this photo of herself after she was not allowed inside. The reason? Well, she didn't have her ID.
Have to have ID to get into the White House, making things a little awkward. DeGeneres scheduled to be honored at the White House today. She's one of 21 individuals getting the nation's highest civilian honor, the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
Well, never fear, Ellen did finally make it past the White House security, though, tweeting this video with the text, "I'm in." Looks like folks are doing another mannequin challenge.
By the way, DeGeneres joined SNL creator Lorne Michaels, actors Robert Redford, Tom Hanks, and Robert De Niro, as well as basketball legend Michael Jordan, among some other greats.
Still need your ID. All right, Heather Holman joins us now with what else is trending.
Talking about Kanye.
It hasn't been a great week for rapper Kanye West. The rapper has been hospitalized for exhaustion. The health scare coming just days after West ended his concert in Sacramento after performing 2 songs and going off about Hillary Clinton, Google, Facebook, Beyonce, and Jay-Z. The next night, he canceled his show in LA, then his remaining tour. Monday afternoon, West, seen here in Happier Times with his wife Kim, was rushed to the hospital after police received a disturbance call from his home. Gossip website TMZ is reporting West is undergoing a psychiatric evaluation and had been seeking treatment for severe sleep deprivation. Friends and fellow artists tweeted in support of West, including rapper Ninth Wonder, who said he's been knowing the brother upwards of 13 years. He says mental healing is a serious thing no matter what. Stay strong, Kanye West. Also from this musician, Janelle, she says praying for Kanye, praying he has the right energy surrounding him during this time, sending peace and love. Fans who bought tickets to West's canceled shows will be refunded their money. That's a look at what's trending. Back to you.
Sounds like he needs some well-deserved rest. Heather, thank you very much. Striking the right chord.
Well, playing the piano, beating the drums, learning to sing, how music helps kids with autism and ADHD.
And holiday hotline, time for celebrations. Family and friends, of course, lots of food. Who do you call if you're in a bind? Not Ghostbusters.
And ringing in the holiday, the bell choir that went above and beyond. What's behind this big ring?
And in the spirit of the season, we'd like to know what you are thankful for. Share your thoughts, pictures with us on Facebook, Instagram, or on Twitter. Use the hashtag #ThankfulFor, and then look for your comments coming up in the next couple of days.
You're watching the 4 o'clock news on News Channel 4 with Lance West, Jolene Chaney, and Mike Morgan. News Channel 4, always there for you.
Help for Autism tops today's health check.
Playing the drums, tickling the ivories, belting out of tune, there's evidence music can help kids with autism and ADHD. A study out of Mexico followed 23 healthy children for 9 months while they took music lessons. MRI scans showed changes in the brain in the form of increased fiber connections. Now, prior research has linked ADHD and autism to decreases in those connections.
Researchers are now working with kids affected by autism and ADHD to see if music can help bridge the fiber connections. And that's all in today's Health Check.
Today's Forewarned Forecast is sponsored by Newcastle Casino. Now, here's Oklahoma's leading meteorologist, the Forewarned Storm Team's Mike Morgan.
Well, we appreciate you checking in with us today. Important information from the Storm Center. There is a risk of some severe weather in parts of our state today, and I'm going to show you exactly when and exactly where in Oklahoma I think that severe weather may be a threat. Let's go ahead and check in. Our storm trackers, we've got them kind of out and about today, and it does feel like spring out there, doesn't it? Oklahoma spring could be late April outside. We are way up in the 70s in much of central Oklahoma. Some folks are even approaching 80 again today. 73 right now here in Oklahoma City. Look at the wind. Southwesterly 22, gust to 32. The dry line just moved through Oklahoma City. It's now on the eastern sides of the metro area. Temperatures upper 60s to lots of mid-70s. It is a windy day. There is a bit of blowing dust out there. So here's the setup, and it's important because these are the puzzle pieces to the severe weather brew that moves in time and space that may generate some supercell thunderstorms into the evening hours. You have a cold front here, cold air rushing into northwestern Oklahoma. Then you have warm, dry air between the cold front and the dry line, the yellow line here. And under and east of the dry line, it is more humid, it is a little bit more unstable, and there may be a risk of some severe weather. 50s to upper 70s for temperatures. Now take a look at the Oklahoma wind. You can tell it is mixing in motion here. We've got some chillier weather plunging into northwestern Oklahoma right now, and a strong southwesterly wind and a strong southerly wind tapping that moisture from the Gulf of Mexico. And we have a powerful upper level disturbance up here in the Oklahoma Panhandle. There's some rain-snow mix right now out west of Guyman, where it's in the mid to upper 30s right now, not including a wind chill. And then ahead of the dry line, moisture coming up from the Gulf of Mexico. We have some showers and a few thunder showers in southeastern Oklahoma, but it's right here near this clearing line. Notice just east of Oklahoma City, down to about Norman, down to about Comanche and Duncan, and then down to east of Wichita Falls. That's the dry line, so there's a risk of severe weather, conditions favorable to generate supercell thunderstorms if they develop into the very late afternoon and evening hours. So here's my risk. It is a slight risk, meaning a few are possible severe thunderstorms. If they do develop, I think the timeline here is around 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Golf ball size hail, 80-mile-per-hour straight line winds because the jet stream's right over us, and isolated to a few tornadoes possible. It would be quite rare, but not impossible in mid-late November to get tornadoes. Now, here's the high-resolution model for 7 o'clock. You see the actions right here down to the east and south of Ardmore, potentially back to near Ada and even up toward Holdenville. After about 9 p.m., most of this will start to shove to the east, and during the overnight hours, the risk of severe weather presses into eastern Oklahoma, and there they go. These northwesterly winds kick in, chillier weather builds in behind the cold front. Tomorrow, a much cooler day, and we'll have mostly sunny skies. Temperatures will be a mix of 50s and 60s for daytime highs, so back to a little November reality coming up for tomorrow. So some areas of chilly rain in the Panhandle this evening, and it's a 10% chance of a storm on the east and south sides of the metro until about 9 p.m. But the probabilities climb quite a bit for thunderstorms the further east you go from the metro this evening. Through the 10 o'clock news, a low to moderate to high chance of showers and thunderstorms, 60s. And some 50s and some 40s and some 30s for evening temperatures. Overnight tonight, thunderstorms end over in eastern Oklahoma, turning windy and much cooler, chillier statewide, upper 40s to low 30s by tomorrow morning. 44 here in Oklahoma City, winds becoming northwesterly, 15 to 25, gusting to 30, and a breezy, chilly day for tomorrow. Cloudy in eastern Oklahoma, sunny in central and western Oklahoma, and we will be 59 for your Wednesday right here in the metro. North winds 20 to 30. And here's Thanksgiving. Nothing has changed here. Still great weather with south breezes returning, upper 50s to 70 for a high, and a gusty northwesterly wind behind another cold front Thursday afternoon, moving into northwestern Oklahoma. 7-day forecast for you coming up right after this. Welcome back. We should just barely miss out on evening thunderstorms here in Oklahoma City. Folks to the east and southeast may have an opportunity until about 10 o'clock of getting a bit of severe weather. And then windy and cooler weather builds in tomorrow, 59 for a high. Thanksgiving looks nice, 66. And light winds on Friday, 39 and 59 for your temperatures Friday. And the next chance of storms, guys, is later Sunday and Sunday evening. Some of those could be severe. And we'll look at next week coming up at 4:30 and 5. Back to you.
Thanks, Mike. Help for the holidays. Here's some good news. If you'll be hosting guests this holiday season, Bob Evans and the Emily Post Institute, they want to lend a hand.
They are teaming up to offer a holiday helpline to answer your hospitality and entertainment questions during Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's Eve. So, if you need help setting the perfect table or some advice on diffusing political conversations, you can give the hotline a call or send them a tweet. We put the hotline hours and a link to their website on our website at kfor.com. Always need help with those conversations. Hey, just for fun, a big ring. 664 handbell musicians literally rang in the holiday season by breaking the world record for the largest handbell choir performance ever.
It was done at Minnesota's Mall of America to help kick off the Salvation Army's annual Red Kettle campaign, and Guinness was on hand to verify the feat.
The performance successfully eclipsing the previous record of 530 handbell performers set in Japan just 3 years ago.
And under construction here, the state capitol getting a facelift, a progress report coming up in our next half hour.
And Pottawatomie County is calling him their most wanted. His particular set of skills that make authorities consider him very dangerous, coming up at 5 o'clock. All right, who's ready for Thanksgiving?
Well, let's see.
Nope.
No. I think there's something you might be forgetting.
Well, it's something you'll want for the feast and the table. We're going to show you how to create your own. Watch. And this.
They deserve it. Children spending their holidays in a hospital, getting a surprise visit today, and we were there to help. Plus a dangerous fugitive captured in Edmond, the gunshot that finally brought his run from the law to an end. Coming up next.